Number 22 or 20, sorry. Okay. So number 20 reads 5x plus 5 equals 2 bracket 2x plus 5. Right, Kayla, what have I to do first? You can multiply into this side, don't you? Right, so you leave this side the same. So, sorry, I forgot to write in the plus. So it's 5x plus 5 equals, multiply in there for me. 4x plus 10, good girl. Now, once you've your multiplying done, you build a wall. X is on one side, numbers on the other. So is 5x staying or going? Staying. Is plus 5 staying or going? Going. 4x staying or going? 10 staying or going? Staying. Very good. Plus 5 goes over and becomes a minus 5, and the 4x goes the other way, becomes a minus 4x. Yeah. Why does it become? Because there's no sign written. The sign is normally in front. When there's no sign, there's a plus understood to be there. That's a plus, so when it comes over, it becomes a minus. So you have 5 x's, you take away 4 of them. What am I left with? 1x, yeah, or just x. And what's 10 take away 5? There's your answer. Okay? Right. Number 22. Does anyone need me to do 22? I don't know what the answer was. I forget. Did you get 22 right? Who got 22 wrong? Did everyone get 22 right? Yeah? Do you remember what the answer was? Is there anyone out there? Okay, still no one out there, so no one answered me. Have you ever watched Ferris Bueller's Day Off? You watched it last night? You know the way this Ferris Bueller, right, okay, he went dancing for the day, right, okay? But in his history class, his history teacher is teaching, and he's very boring, not like me at all, right? He's very boring, and he's asking a question in class, so he asked the question like I did. The answer to question 2.4 is number 22 is x is 6. So anyway, the history teacher asks a question, and no one answers him, and he goes, anyone, and then he just continues talking. So that's the way I feel. Right, 22, x is 6. Did you get x is 6 for 22? Yeah. Who did not get x is 6 for 22? Okay, so for 22, I get 5 times 2x minus 1 equals 8x plus 7. Right. So you have to multiply into the bracket on this side, right? Multiplying in here, what will I get? Thank you, 10x. Well, minus 5 equals 8x plus 7. So there's nothing to multiply over here. So then you build a wall. X is on one side, numbers on the other. So 10x staying or going? Staying. Minus 5 staying or going? Going. 8x staying or going? Going. 7 staying or going? Staying, so write it down. Minus 5 comes over and becomes a what? Plus 5. And the 8x goes the other way and becomes a minus 8x. Because again, there's no sign there with the 8x. There's nothing written there, so that means it's a plus. So when you bring it over, it's a minus. So what's 10x take away 8x? 2x, and 7 plus 5 makes 12. What will I divide each side by? 2. So divide by 2, and you get x is equal to 12 divided by 2 is 6. Is that right? Okay, had you 24 done? Right, the answer to 24, I can't remember, do you remember? 14? X is 14 for 24. Who needs me to do 24? You all got it right or you hadn't it done? Okay, anyone? I'll just talk away. Right, okay. So, this is the first part of your homework for tonight, okay? So, will you do, this is page 36. So, 24 you say you all got right. So, let's do 26, 28, 30, and 32. Now that's the first part of your homework, okay? There'll be another small bit in a minute, right? So page 36, 26, 28, 30, 32. Okay, so there'll be another small bit in a minute. Right, are we good? Right, okay. Now, the next thing is I want to talk about word equations. So we're still going to have equations. So what's the story with equations? What do equations have in them? The word equation comes from what? If I cover the shuns, it comes from equal, doesn't it? It's almost equal, right? So that means there's an equation has an equal sign. So instead of giving you 2x plus 3 equals 9, something like that, instead of giving it to you written already, they're going to give it to you in words, okay? So an example would be, actually, before I do examples, they're going to say, I think of a number. Right. You don't know what the number is. Okay? So you don't know what the number is. So you call the number X. Okay, don't write, I'll show you what to write now, because don't write any of the rest bits, because this is me just telling you where we're going. Right, so if you think, so I think of a number, what are you going to say? I think of the number, what's the number? X. So I think of a number, you say X, right? Okay, I think of a number, don't write any of this down. I think of a number, X, and then I add 2 to it. How do I add 2 to it? Plus 2. And the answer is, how do I write the answer is? No, equals, and the answer is, I know, 6, something like that. Okay? I think of a number, then I take away 7 from it. How do I do that? Minus 7, and the answer is, how do I write the answer is? Equals none. Okay, something like that. Okay, I think of a number, what do I write down? I think of a number, I multiply it by 3. So when you multiply x by 3, what you get? 3x. When you multiply x by 3, you get 3x. Then I add 2. How do I write that down? Plus 2. And the answer is 11. So how do I write that down? Equals 11. And when you were written down, you build your wall, x's on one side, numbers on the other. Is that alright? Okay, so an example. So I think of a number, when you read that question, right, you call the number x. Okay, example 1. I think of a number, then I subtract 4 and the answer is 9, and the question is, what's the number? Now the trick with these girls is, and I know you did a few of them last year, the trick of these is to read a bit of the sentence at a time. If you read the whole sentence all in one go, you confuse the hell out of yourself. Okay? So read a bit at a time. So I think of a number. What's the number? X. I subtract 4. How do I write that down? Minus 4. The answer is 9. Equals 9. Does everyone see how I read that question now? I read it, I think of a number, I wrote something down. Then I subtract 4, then I wrote that down. Then the answer is 9, then I wrote that down. So if you read it all in one go, you'll confuse the hell out of yourself. So read it in bits. Okay? Is that alright? Now I solve. So solving here, we put X, build my wall, X is on one side, numbers on the other. Okay? So build a wall, there's my wall. X staying or going? Staying, right. Minus 4 staying or going? Going. 9 staying or going? Minus 4 comes over the wall, becomes a plus 4. So I just have X over here, and 9 and 4 makes 13. Okay? Is that alright? Okay, that's an easy one to start with. Okay, example 2, and I'm happy for you just to get the easy ones this year. So I think of a number again. Then I multiply it by can I move it up? Is that okay? Have I cut anyone off? The answer is 11. What's the number? Okay? Right. So I think of a number, I multiply it by 3, then I add 2, and the answer is 11. When you read it all in one go, you have the hope of solving it. Okay? So you read it a bit at a time. So I think of a number. Stop. What's the number? Right? Then I multiply it by 3. So how do I multiply x by 3? What do I get when I multiply x by 3? 3x, don't I? Then I add 2. So how do I add 2? Plus 2. And the answer is 11. Equals 11. Does everyone see how I didn't read that all in one go? Now I read it in bits. That's the way you have to do these. Right? Okay? So then you build a wall, x is on one side, numbers on the other. So 3x stays put. Plus 2 moves. Right? 11 is where I want it to be. Plus 2 comes over the wall, becomes a minus 2. So I get 3x is equal to 9. And then I divide each side by 3. and I end up with x equals 3. Think you'll be able to try a few of those? I think you will. Okay, and as I say, I know I keep saying it, but the trick is read it a bit at a time. Right, if you read the whole lot, you'll wreck your own head. Right, okay, so I'm going to add to homework, and I'm going to say page 37. Let's do question page 37 and 38. Let's do 1 and 2. Okay, so, and you can start now because we've enough done for one day. Sorry, I moved that up.